Play that funky music, why, boy? Play that funky music, why?
Dane?
It's a song. What? Have you never heard of a song?
I have heard that song before. It is a song.
Okay.
What, have you never heard of a song before? Let me give you a hint. It's music with lyrics. Yeah.
It's music to his ears.
It's music to my ears.
I'll give it to you this one time, but you're on thin ice.
That's nice of you.
You better not mention towels. You better not mention hummus or 9/11 this episode. And if you do,
I'll give him my best shot.
Yeah, you're on thin ice, buddy.
He won't be able to help himself. Not on this show.
You know how I am.
Cannon.
Yeah.
You know how I am with 9/11 and hummus.
Don't get him started.
Don't get me started on 9/11 and hummus.
God. Speaking of 9/11 and hummus, I want to read you guys a quote.
All right. No,
I mean this
sincerely,
because I feel like it's very scary. A lot of people are feeling.
Sorry, I was yawning, not because of you, but because I'm tired.
This is okay. Now you're on thin ice. If you yawn, roll your eyes. Talk about how annoying it is to put the seat down after you pee.
Oh, okay.
Or call me the ball and chain this episode.
What about Battle Axe?
What about Ball Buster?
Or Ball Buster. It's over for you.
Okay.
I'm phoning the police. Okay, this is actually serious though, because I feel like
yeah, you gotta make sure that the vibes are shifted.
I really wanted to read this because it made me feel. I don't know if like better is the word, but it made me feel kind of fired up.
Okay.
Especially because like right now things feel. I'll put it like the fairest way possible without like doomering. It just feels uncertain.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like this C.S. Lewis quote that somebody tweeted that I read that I feel like it should be on the top of people's minds, or at least, I don't know, something that people can hear.
Okay, that's a good start to the podcast.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good
Well, I should say that. Let's see what happens.
Okay. It says, if we are all going to be destroyed by an atomic bomb, let that bomb, when it comes, find us doing sensible and human things. Praying, working, teaching, reading, listening to music, bathing the children, playing tennis, chatting to our friends, over a pint and a game of darts, not huddled together like frightened sheep and thinking about bombs. They may break our bodies. A microbe can do that. They need not dominate our minds.
I like that.
Yeah, it's just like, just
I
keep...
can go with tennis and darts, but yeah, sure.
Tennis and dart. You're more of a basketball guy, huh, Dane?
More of a basketball and drinking brewskis.
Oh, you're a brewski guy?
No, not really. But
yeah.
So, the equivalent of brewski. Everyone's got their own brewski. Like they just came out with that cool brewski water.
Oh.
What's that? What's that? Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. Yeah.
That's like brewski water. It's like if you want to drink a brewski, but you don't want to drink a brewski, you want to just look like you're drinking a brewski.
Yeah, that's true. Man, Liquid Death really dominated the market.
Yeah,
they made their own market.
Yeah, they did actually. But I really like that quote. It helps me because it's like I think the greatest form of resistance, no matter like what side of the spectrum you're on, if you're unhappy with what's going on right now,
be a normal human.
Being a human and living your life is like so powerful.
Yeah.
Like I remember when they were pushing the Gazans out of like northern Gaza, and there was like a bunch of them that were like marching in the streets, and they're like, "We're not gonna fucking leave. Fuck you. Like we're just chilling." And I was like, "That's so badass." Like to look death in the face and like what's about to come and be like, "No, fuck you. Yeah. I'm like a human, and I'm gonna keep doing human shit." Like I just think that's so cool, and I think no matter what happens, whether it's whatever we these 4 years are like 2016 where it's like whatever, or it gets like worse, just being human I think is badass.
Yeah, totally.
So, I don't know.
That doesn't mean don't stand up for your fellow humans being deported, but
no, definitely. But that's like part of
that's the idea.
Defiance is like you're not going to like be there's a saying like don't comply before compliance is asked. There's like a different way of saying it, but basically like you do the work for them if you live in fear. Like living in fear is like one of the worst things that you can do.
I like that.
So it's important to, obviously I think especially in the world we live in right now, hitting people with like boycotts, not buying certain things. I know Canada today, there's tariffs going out. I think it's like 25% tariffs. The US is imposing on Canada, and Canada, like I'm on Canadian Twitter and like I see a lot of Canadian stuff, and it seems like collectively the country is just making lists and boycotting anything American. They're trying to hit where, and like that's what we all should be trying to keep in mind is like there is non-violent ways to resist what's going on. Not using meta, right?
Yeah,
it's obviously like hard when we're promoting
attached to it.
Well, we're also like promoting an event that we have to use meta to stuff like that. But there, there's ways that we can. I'm off of TikTok completely now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm off of TikTok. I haven't been on TikTok in like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the impending shutdown of TikTok as my excuse to not use it. I'm just kind of like, oh, shit.
Yeah, everybody was kind of prepared to give it up, and then it came back, and they're like, well, I did all that preparing for nothing, so I might as well just like do it anyway,
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
I go to Substack now to like read. There's some really good reporters on Substack.
Cool.
So if you want to stay, because like I think the shitty thing is like TikTok was such a good resource for like keeping up with things, but you can
casually,
but like Substack is good for that. You have people like writing articles and like.
Is that an app?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been having good. I've been getting good stuff from Blue Sky. I know we talked about it last time, but I just switched over to that, and it's so much easier to parse what's going on in comparison to Twitter. Like people are just so much more transparent, and just like there's no like confusion on whether somebody's posting something just to fucking bait people, or if the people posting are even real. There's no confusion on that side, at least, which is I think the biggest issue that I had with using Twitter for like resources.
No, Twitter's really bad. I think it's like Hassan Mehdi, Yashar Ali, and there's one other reporter on Twitter that I like. If they're not talking about it, I usually avoid it.
One thing I noticed about Blue Sky, I don't follow any of the Pokemon TCG or Pocket stuff.
Yeah.
But in my like Discover, it was showing so many people just posting screenshots of their like awesome pulls.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this
Did you see mine?
I was reminded of it when I went to your
I haven't seen it.
For people that don't know, I pulled a God pack, and then the very next pack after that, I got another immersive rare. So it was pretty sweet pull.
I got some sick. Oh, Marlon's in the corner. I got some sick pulls as soon as the new packs came out. I got like, man, the full art on the new packs is so good.
They're great. They look good.
What the fuck?
When you like twiddle with it in the app, it's like 3D in like a way that I've never seen a 3-dimensional character be on a card. It's so cool. It's nice like that they're taking advantage of it being an app. You know what I mean? Like they're not just like flat JPEGs. Like they actually do make them pop out and like have dimensionality and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah. No, I love it. I've been so excited, and it's creative. Like there's that Krogunk full art where he's like looking into the claw machine, and it's a bunch of Krogunk stuffies, and it's like the coolest full art ever. I pulled that. I was like, oh my god,
nice. There's a rainbow Weavile card where it's like a bunch of Weaviles in the trees about to fucking jump down on a little swinub. Like poor little swinub in the snow, and they're all about to descend on him and kill him.
That's fucking badass.
He's gonna be dead.
That's sick. Yeah, I was telling Anissa how much I love the ones where it's like a whole scene.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a little bit confusing. It's like you see 3 Pokemon or like maybe a couple of humans and a Pokemon in the distance, and it's like Magikarp, and it's like Magikarp in the waves in the background.
Yeah, jumping out of the pond or something. Right. Yeah, really far back in the foreground or background.
Or it's a fucking stuffed animal of a Swablu in a claw machine, and you're like, oh, I guess this isn't a toy. I guess this is a swablu that I can fight with.
Yeah. I'm really into the cards.
Yeah.
It's been really fun for me, therapeutic. I've saved like 180 hourglasses.
Nice. Yeah, I dumped all mine the moment they dropped it.
I gotta.
Yeah, she saves it for just like downtime when she's like waiting for something, or
if I'm waiting for something, or I'm particularly sad.
Oh yeah,
or stressed. I just want a little bit of dopamine. It's been really helpful to have that like bank. I love hoarding. I'm a bit of a hoarder of like any game. Like if there's any points or things that you can use to like.
I don't feel like you've always been that way though.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely. I've always been a hoarder. We're both that way.
Were you good at like? Were there games where you could save up money, and did you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, neopets. I was like in the stock market.
Oh, that's true. You have loads of money in
loads of money. I was fucking...
Yeah.
I was rich.
Anissa's like a fucking Neopets billionaire because she like lets shit accrue on her account. It's like that Fry Futurama thing.
Yeah, I have the diamond tier bank account, so you get higher interest.
Oh,
and I have like a lot of money in there. And then I was playing the Pokemon, or the Neopets stock market. And I also did this thing for a while where I would, man, this is like very specific, but I would go on the Neopets pound, and it was back now.
Oh yeah, you'd refresh the shit out of it.
Yeah, because now you can see 3, and you can select any of the 3. But back in the day, you could see you had 3, but 2 of them were faded out, and you couldn't select them. You could only select the middle one. So you'd get like the middle one, and it was something lame. But then on the side, you'd see like something cool. So you'd have to see the name, and then you'd copy the name and put it in the search bar, and you'd have to be faster than everyone else so you could adopt it. And then I would sell it.
That's cool.
Which is, you're not supposed to do that.
Not supposed to?
Yeah. It's like cheating.
Oh. But how would you sell it if it's cheating?
Well, because you DM, you trade. There's like a trade.
Oh, you do it.
So what you do is you send messages to each other, and you say, this is the name. I'm dropping it at this exact time into the pound. So they instantly search it once you drop it. And then they buy something shitty in your shop
just
as payment.
Okay. Interesting.
So I was like,
wow.
Yeah, that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. So trading posts.
Is that how you accrued all of your Neopets wealth?
Yes, because there's no ethical billionaires, even in Neopets. I was taking advantage of poor Neopets.
That's fucked up. You know what's even more fucked up is you could solve Neopets homelessness, and you don't.
No, that's true. I could have adopted out all of the Neopets and fed them every day, and I didn't. And there's more Neopets being created every day.
I love the idea that someone is really just like constantly stressed out. They have maxed out their capacity of Neopets they can hold.
Yeah.
And they're just like bawling seeing all of these Neopets.
Yeah.
Just move through the pound.
When I was younger, I did feel, because when you put a Neopet in the pound.
Do they get a crying face?
It's worse than that. They get a crying face, and you click, you're like, are you sure? And you click it, and then the Neopet goes, but then after it goes, no, I'm scared. And then you click it again, and then it goes, don't leave me. Like, there's like lines that you have to click.
Insane.
You have to click like 4 or 5 times before you can put your Neopet in the pound. And it's crying.
It's like you're killing them or something. Yes. And they're begging. It's fucked up.
It's fucked up. They do a bunch of begging. And when you zap them, because you can collect a map to take them to the laboratory. And when you build the map, which costs a lot of money, you can take them into the laboratory and they get zapped every day. And zapping is basically like a randomizer. So it can change like their type, like their breed. It can change their color. It can change their gender. It can change their like stats. And so when you go to zap them, they do the same thing. They're like, I'm scared. I like being a koi or whatever. It's so fucked up, actually. And now knowing that the Scientologists were behind it, I'm even more suspicious.
I actually feel like my memory is that there were a lot of games, or like a decent amount of games that were kind of like that. A lot of like, are you sure? Because when we were working on Pocket Squirrel, there was a thing that we ended up scrapping, I think, but it was this premise, like when you release a squirrel, we wanted it so that it was like a little bit of an "Are you sure?" type thing.
Yeah, that's
and then
neopets.
You were, I don't know if it was later or immediately, you were essentially given a description of what the squirrel went on to do.
And we had
like
awesome.
An animation type of thing associated with it. So the squirrel would like bounce out in the middle of the clearing and would be like
eaten by a hawk.
Yeah, well, Jose went on to like found a business and blah blah blah. And
is now the CEO.
Man, you can't share this shit because that is my. If that game existed and you put it out, I would have been like, this is the most badass game. Yeah. And like, I am sad because I just want
it may come out someday.
I don't know. I really wanted it to come out, and then it just kept changing and changing and changing. I had no say or no anything in this at all. I was just watching it happen, and it was really sad because it was like everything I ever wanted in a game, and then it slowly changed, and then it just stopped. And I do mourn it.
Well, when we have more time, I think that would be an awesome project to come back to.
Yeah.
Because there was a build where it was way closer to what I envisioned, and probably what you envisioned as well.
Yeah.
So that would be cool. Because I think, a lot of the hard work is done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I loved it.
Definitely
every time you talk about it, I'm like, no, shut up.
I know.
So bad. Speaking of projects, I guess we should use this to segue.
Yes.
Because we said this on the bog, but we haven't said it here.
They got the scoop, the first scoop.
Yeah, the bog gets the first scoop.
Well, actually, it wasn't a scoop. It was already out, but they were reminded via the bog. Yeah.
Who pays attention to social media?
I know. Creator Clash has been announced. Number 3.
Number 3, baby.
Number 3. A lot of people have questions. They're curious. Yeah. They want to know what's going on.
But guess what? Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah.
So mind your business.
You're never going to know who's fighting until fight day.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Oh, my God.
It's a complete mystery box.
Wait. Okay.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine the walkouts.
True.
Like
it would make the walkouts so much more insane.
It's like the Masked Singer.
Yeah.
The masked boxer.
That makes it so much cringier. I'm like, this is a cool idea. The Masked Singer. Oh, maybe not.
Wait, how about this? People box, and through the entire fight, they're masked. They're wearing big
paper mache masks that get
paper mache
through.
Masks. Yeah, and while the fight is happening, it gets knocked off, and it's revealed who is fighting.
Oh,
they're like, oh, Markiplier.
Markiplier.
Honestly, I do like that.
Yeah, I know you do.
We've been trying to get like faceless people to box.
I know they don't want to.
It's just not. Well, no, I mean some of them do. They just want to be able to wear a mask.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
No,
it's like literally
it's not
allowed,
doable,
unfortunately.
Although I do feel like there is some version where the headgear, you know how you have for what is it, like the theme park heads, mascot heads and stuff, they have like that mesh so you can see through.
Yeah.
I feel like you could do a version of mesh over the face with a traditional head guard.
I don't know.
The boxing commission probably wouldn't fuck with that.
The boxing commission would be like,
they'd be like, this is cringe.
They're
Get out of
here. The boxing commission's getting more intense.
Yeah.
Like every year they get more. The hoops are, which I mean, I safer the better, I guess. But man, it's getting less easy to do these.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, go to the website thecreatorclash.com and put your freaking email in for the updates, which will be soon. And
follow the accounts.
Follow the accounts on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram.
It might not be on Blue Sky yet, so
I think it is.
Maybe don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
because there's fake accounts out there as well
that are follow anything that has to do with NFTs or coins.
Yeah, we weren't associated with that.
We're not associated with that. So don't follow that shit.
We're the opposite of Mario. We don't like coins. We're more Sonic.
Yeah, we like rings.
Oh, true. Boxing ring.
Oh, that was clever, Dane. What the heck?
Thank you.
Do you have a degree?
I have a degree in badassery. Sure.
Oh, that explains so much, Dane.
Yep.
You're
4 years well spent. Masters.
Oh, wait, really? Wait,
you don't get your
get
master's in
master
4 years? What the hell?
Well, I did because I'm super smart.
Super
Also,
badass.
I didn't know that.
You got it because you're super badass.
Well, I got it because I didn't know that.
Oh.
I thought I went up and I said, I thought I got it in 4 years. And they're like, no. And I was like, well, I thought that I did. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, then we'll give it to you then.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's badass to do. And they were like, okay, you passed the final test.
It just says that on the degree, though, parentheses, we just felt bad for you.
Oh.
Well, there are things like that. There's things called honorary degrees, which are basically like if you're famous enough, then a college will give you a degree that is not real, and people will like flaunt them. I think that
oh my god,
who's that actor that like makes up a bunch of math and goes on Joe Rogan and says
Terrence
math
Howard?
that's wrong?
No.
Yeah, Terrence Howard always flaunts his honorary degree from Yale or some Ivy League school. It's really embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing to an honorary degree, right? It's basically to say, like, we respect you.
Yeah, we think that we like you and you're famous and we want you to, like,
promote
basically endorse our college. Yeah, exactly. Just promote the school. We'll give you a piece of paper.
Wait.
But if you're using it as, like, a substitute for a real degree, then, like, you're an idiot.
So,
and it's even more funny.
Is it a cringier Birkin? Because that's basically what that is.
Oh yeah, Birkin's much cooler than that.
Yeah, it's like a cringier Birkin. It's like you have to be rich and they have to like you, and you have to have the money to buy it.
Because that's at least like
At least you can put things in it.
Yeah,
it has like utility.
And it probably has. I mean, there's a value associated with it. You could resell it for money.
True. Yeah. Not anymore though. Not after Walmart came out with a Firkin.
Oh.
You hear about that?
A fake Birkin?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it looks identical.
Well, if it's from Walmart, they should have called it the Workin.
Oh, they might have called it. I can't remember if it's a Firkin or a Workin, but I like both. I'm working for my Firkin. That's all I know.
Everybody's working for the Firkin.
I was struggling to come up with a name of a store that starts with a G, so I can call it a Gherkin.
Oh, Gap.
The Gap.
Goodwill.
Okay. Oh, Goodwill. Even better.
Gap is good
the Gherkin.
Yeah.
I want to share one piece of factoid that we learned the other day, yesterday, that has radicalized me to a point that I don't think I can ever return. I think I've become fully radicalized. When you go to jail.
Oh, yeah.
When you go to jail, Dane.
When I go to jail specifically.
Well, yeah, you better learn because fucking you might. I don't know.
This is extra incentive to not go to jail or prison in the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Every day that you're in jail, you owe the government $116 for your every night that you stay in jail. So if you're a felon and you have 10 years in jail, you go into debt because you're basically paying for a Holiday Inn like price. Like you're literally it's the same as them putting you in a Holiday Inn and forcing you to pay $116.
Yeah. On Wikipedia, it says, as of 2021, prisons in about 40 states have pay-to-stay programs with fees and implementation often varying by county.
That is...
So it differs, but like everything differs state to state. Yeah. Yeah.
There goes my plan to, if things go to shit, just commit a crime and then you get to basically not be homeless, right?
Well, okay. So, interestingly enough, when I was in policing, you do this. This does happen where people, especially for survival in Canada, because it's so fucking cold, people will commit crimes that are felony offenses, specifically because felony prison, you get like pretty well taken care of. At least you're off the streets and like it's warm and you get fed. So people will actually like do something bad enough to hit a felony offense. Usually it's through like stealing enough or like something like that. It's not often like violent crimes, but they'll try and hit that so they don't. Do you know how dystopian that is? And at least in Canada you can do that. Yeah. But in America you can't even do that. No.
It's I fucking described it when I was playing WoW. It's very high roll.
Yeah.
Like the fact I'm reading it right now. Some other examples. It says, in 2017, the Marshall Project published a study of jails in Southern California where wealthier prisoners could pay to be housed in a more comfortable, safer prison in a different jurisdiction, sometimes with more furlough privileges. So it's like, I mean, obviously you hear about it. It's like, of course you get benefits from having money, but you'd like to think that it isn't that direct, where it's like, yeah, if you go into prison, at least the benefit is they're going to fucking, you're in there with everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like an equalizer.
Yeah.
They say the great equalizer is a firearm.
For a woman.
But
I think it's specifically for women.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's the only time they use that.
But yeah, I mean, you'd think that a prison would be that way as well, but clearly not.
No, that's so fucked. So you can go into debt for having a child, having cancer, and now going to jail.
Yeah.
Damn. If you guys were trying to get into jail but didn't want to actually hurt anyone, what do you think the ideal crime to commit would be? Like a felony in order to get 5 to 10?
Oh, white collar crime. I'm fucking...
Like what though, specifically?
Probably embezzling money from I'd probably try to get hired somewhere and embezzle a bunch of money.
I don't know.
Oh, that's like a long term, that's like a long con.
You need to do it immediately.
Oh, the chicken wing lady.
Oh, but that's a long con.
Not that long. Oh, so
my first instinct is to go into a bank and say, "Give me the money."
Oh, definitely. I would put my finger in my pocket.
Put the thing on. Put on the stocking. Don't actually have a gun, but pretend you have a gun.
Yeah, finger in the pocket.
And say, I have a gun, give me the money, and then don't leave the bank, and so you get arrested. And
I love the idea that you're doing one of these things where you have your finger in your shirt, and that is the least convincing shit ever. I love the idea that the employee just fucking slugs you and jumps on top of you and beats the ever-loving shit out of you.
Yeah, that would go wrong.
And they get arrested, and you're free. But you've been beaten to a pulp.
Yeah, I have seen quite a few clips of someone trying to come in, even with a real gun, and rob someone, and they're so nonchalant. They do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And the person's legitimately confused and then just leaves.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't understand. I think we live in such a time that it's not a guarantee that if you rolled into a certain place with a gun that they would call the cops.
To expect someone's reaction to be a certain way, especially I'm going to have all of the power, and no one's adrenaline is going to be pumping.
No.
It's I don't know.
Even at our tattoo shop, the chances are way higher, in my opinion, that you're going to be met with a weapon.
Yeah.
Our tattoo shop, somebody strolled in and fucking immediately the guy at the front is fucking grabbing that, they have this bat, this really intense looking bat, and you just fucking start chasing the guy out. I was like, Jesus Christ. There's no fear.
Yeah.
With people who are interacting with Americans are fucked, man.
Well, yeah, because it's expected that you aren't going to be taken care of if someone robs your store and makes you go bankrupt or whatever. So you're expected to take it into your hands.
Insane.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, there's people, store owners shooting. Somebody comes in with a gun in the store and was like, I have a gun too, bitch.
I like the idea as well as of a tattoo shop. They're not that's a fucking hard place.
No, there's signs specifically at our tattoo shop that is we don't call the police, and it's got a fucking gun. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I can't. But
wild.
So how come Wells Fargo, which has a way more money in the building than most places, doesn't have that policy? You'd think that they would have a sign that says we don't call 911, or they would have the tellers equipped with firearms. It doesn't make much sense that that's the place where I feel I would be the most safe robbing, because
true.
You never hear a story of a bank robber getting fucking blasted by a bank teller. That doesn't happen.
That's true, actually. That's a really, really good point.
Yeah, well,
but it would be risky to rob a
convenience
tattoo
store.
It's their
tattoo
whole fucking life.
Exactly.
Bank tellers are just fucking employed by a bank, and they have no stake at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ironically, like I feel like banks are the easiest to rob compared to like places where you're probably going to get out with like less than 10 grand.
You know where else you can get a felony charge fairly easily, although you would give up travel privileges probably for the rest of your life? Plane.
Oh, right. Yeah. Go on a plane and then say and start banging on the pilot's door and say, let me in, I want to drive the plane.
Yeah, that let me in, I want to drive the plane. You could go
like the idea you start banging on, you're like, I need a piss.
Yeah, literally even that. Or you could go up to one of the doors on the plane and be like, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm joking.
Did you see the clip of the fucking horrific clip of that plane nosediving and hitting the ground? And the guy who's recording it, he says Allahu Akbar, and then he fucking, everybody in the comments was like, whoa, it's a bomb. He's a terrorist.
Oh my God.
Allahu Akbar is literally the thing that you say, like, it's like so second nature. It's just like you're trying.
Once you realize that's part of the culture and that is a regular thing.
Isn't it kind of like just saying like, oh my God or something?
Yes.
Like that.
It's literally that. And then after he says La ilaha, fuck, I can never say. It's basically the prayer that you say when either you think you're about to die or you think someone has died, because it's their way to grant, like, you're granting them passage into heaven. So he literally is like hoping that these people are okay, and all of the comments are like, oh my God, he's terrorist and he's speaking Arabic.
To be fair, the translation, I mean, it's unfortunate that has been repurposed for like also being said when doing like a terrorist like bombing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like people have that idea of it. But it is funny to think of it the other way, where if there were American terrorists doing bombings, they would say, oh my God, before doing it. Like,
yeah.
Imagine a guy, and it's kind of fucked up, but imagine a guy like with a bomb strapped to his chest going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
No, yeah.
Like,
it's true.
That is really funny.
It's kind of hard because I guess the direct translation.
Isn't it like God is great or something?
Yeah, the direct translation is God is great. But God is great is like, it's just something you say when like,
it's still very generic, very general.
Yeah. It's just meant to, it's in the same vein as oh my God. It's just something that you say a lot if anything big is happening.
I want to bring our attention toward biblically accurate angels.
Oh.
What does that even mean?
Do you not know?
Mean, like, in the text, like, they describe angels as being like fucking monstrosities?
Oh, yeah. They're so scary. They're so, like, they actually write about how scary they are. There are multiple eyes, multiple wings. It's
isn't that kind of bad?
Yeah.
Like, aren't we supposed to look at angels like, oh, heavenly sent?
No, that's
they're going to kiss us.
No, that's just like the modern Christian interpretation.
Okay, so that's a much more modern thing.
Yeah,
so back in the day, people weren't like. They talked about the angels more like they're creature. They're like
they're beyond our comprehension.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're beyond our comprehension. We can't see them like that. I don't think. I'm pretty sure that's what the Bible.
That's why they were maybe describing it in this very obtuse way.
Yeah. Multiple eyes, like multiple wings, like and it's interesting because in the Quran it also talks about multi-dimensional. Like there's 7 dimensions or something.
I thought we were meant to, like, maybe in the past we were meant to see angels as like how we'd see, like, I don't know, like our friends' parents or something, where it's like, yeah, you're not like, you know, they're not your friend necessarily, but they're not to be admired.
But they're cool.
Like,
I respect.
They're an authority.
Them. Yeah, they're an authority, but they're not the authority.
Yeah, and we shouldn't really like make them out to be anything more than that.
The angels, I think, well, I can only speak from what I've learned from being a Muslim, is angels. I think Gabriel was the one who came to Muhammad in the cave.
Gabriel.
Yeah, I think it's Gabriel. I can't remember. My dad used to make me watch all that shit all the time.
I watched VeggieTales growing up.
VeggieTales,
VeggieTales.
My dad, one time he took us to this movie where it was about Jesus in the movie theaters, and there was this one scene where there was like this leper who like fucking was like, and like Jesus touched him and he was like, oh, and me and my brother started laughing because it was just so fucking funny. And my dad whipped his head and he was like, don't laugh at Jesus.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
he made me watch a bunch of. I think it's Gabriel, but the angels are messengers.
Mm-hmm.
They are like meant to,
like Hedwig.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Like Hedwig.
That's an owl.
Yeah, they're messengers though.
Like, because I think the angel came to Muhammad. He was in a cave.
Okay.
Because Arabs love to be in caves, I guess. I don't know. He was, and came and talked to him and said, "Hey, man, you need to tell them about God."
I said Jesus a moment ago as like a Jesus. And I realized like I was definitely growing up like meant to not say like God's name in vain. Like don't say, oh my God.
I used to be so fucking scared of parents that would
do that.
Get mad at you for that. Because I was raised in a house where you could definitely say that. And I would go to my friend's house and I would say, oh my God. And the parent would be like, what did you say?
Yeah. It's worse than fucking saying an F-bomb. Yeah.
Oh my God. That made me uncomfortable.
But I realized like, wait, why don't I get the same feeling of like, oh, I'm saying something bad by saying Jesus or Jesus Christ?
Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah. Because I don't think that was something, but I guess I maybe didn't have Jesus Christ in my lexicon back then. But just thought that was interesting.
Did you ever say Jeebus?
No, hell no.
Did you ever see Cheese and Crackers?
I didn't, but I'm familiar with that one.
It always makes me hungry because I love cheese and crackers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hated that. Oh my God, shit.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I look back at it and I'm fucking angry.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
You know what used to make my grandpa?
It was so normal in my school. Like every other kid is saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God,
oh my God."
Yeah.
Some older TV shows censor "God damn it."
That's crazy.
But they only censor the God part.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I had the shock of my life when I got my grandpa. I've never seen such a violently angry reaction out of my grandpa, my Irish grandpa. I said bloody.
Oh,
really? I said bloody. And he flew off the handle. It was the scariest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I was very confused. He was like, you don't use that word. You never use that word. And I was like, oh my God. And I realized, I talked to because my grandfather's from Ireland, like in the zone, right? Because he was born right outside of Belfast. Bloody Sunday. That's why the British use the term bloody. It's a Bloody Sunday reference. Which Bloody Sunday was like a horrific killing of Irish people. It was an event it was like a very traumatic event for Irish people. So the word bloody is.
So I wonder, I mean, if I guess British, UK viewers in general, I'd be very curious to know, is that one of those things where, like, I mean, even here, maybe saying the word Indian or something. Is that's like people refrain. It's not like you can obviously go to many parts of the US and hear that, but is it to that level or do people not care? Because I feel like I hear bloody all the time. I hear
bloody a lot. Like I think of Ron Weasley saying bloody hell.
Oh, bloody hell, I mean.
Yeah.
He says, that was bloody brilliant.
Yeah, that was bloody brilliant. I think it's like specifically Irish, probably my grandfather, because he was specifically in that area. I don't even know. Can you look up when Bloody Sunday happened?
Well, it was on Sunday.
I want to look up.
True, it was on a Sunday. Yeah. I think he was born in the 40s. So I don't know, but it was very shocking. I was.
How interesting!
There are multiple matches for
Bloody Sunday, including events in 1965 and 1972.
Yeah, so my grandfather, it would have been like when he was leaving.
In 1965, it says civil rights marchers were attacked by Alabama state troopers outside of Selma, Alabama. This event became known as Bloody Sunday.
Jesus.
1972, British soldiers shot and killed 13 peaceful demonstrators and injured at least 15 others during a civil rights rally in Derry, North Ireland.
Yeah. So that's really close, I think, where my grandfather's from Northern Ireland.
So if you're going to have like a peaceful demonstration where the cops are going to be there, just do it on Saturday to avoid that.
Apparently Sunday is it
keeps happening on Sunday, I've
Jesus.
noticed.
But it makes sense because I'm pretty sure my grandfather was born out of a small town in Belfast, so it And that would have been around the time that
he seems particularly offended by it, but I don't think it's a common thing. I
would be curious if anybody's Irish.
I could also just be a cultural thing where it's like, I don't like fucking British people.
Yeah.
And they love saying bloody. So that's going to fuck
it.
I don't want my granddaughter saying that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, that very well could. I mean, I didn't, because I didn't ask him. There are certain things, like, you learn as if you're, like, the child of immigrants, especially child of immigrants from civil unrest. You don't fucking ask questions when they get in that mode. You just kind of, like, you're like, okay, that's a bad time, clearly.
Hey, I get it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, there's a lot. It's not as a super matter of fact. It's the earliest known use of bloody in English was before I don't know how I'd say this. 1150.
That was when they discovered blood?
Yes. It may have been formed within English by conversation. It may have been influenced by the slang term bloods, which referred to rowdy. Oh, wait, this is just for the word. I don't know why I'm...
No, I mean, you're just...
Bloody is used to emphasize an angry statement or comment. It is considered an offensive swear in the UK.
Okay.
Other theories, bloody may be a contraction of the religious oath by Our Lady.
Oh.
It may be a direct loan from the Dutch word bloed, which means entire, complete, or pure.
Well, my grandfather's Catholic, so I could see it. If it has a religious tie as well, it would probably extra.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably just fucking, I mean, his own personal beef.
Sorry for outing you, Grandpa Matt.
I mean, not necessarily personal beef, but cultural beef.
Yeah, it's cultural. I mean, I think he is from Derry specifically, so that makes a lot of sense.
Your grandpa's name is Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
That why is it so odd?
Because
it's my Irish side, and I'm very, like, I've been given a fully Arab name, and, like...
Well, it would sound that, I mean...
No. Yeah, my
Matt versus Matthew, maybe.
Right, exactly. Like, you would think you'd be named... Like, Matt is just such a not old person name.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting.
You know what I mean?
I associate it with only my grandpa.
Yeah.
Right. Because the cool thing about my grandpa is because I called my jeudi, my grandfather on my dad's side, I just called my grandpa Grandpa.
Yeah.
I didn't even call him Matt or Grandpa Matt. Like, I knew his name was Matt, but
Yeah. No, that is
like it'd be calling saying your grandpa's name is Grandpa Chase.
Yeah.
Grandpa Chase. Okay, I get it. That makes sense.
Like, Chase isn't a grandpa. Chase is like that dude with the backwards hat who has sexual assault charges.
Think about in 2070 or something, someone's gonna have a great grandpa Braden or something like that.
Oh my God, great grandpa Braden.
Yeah.
And something that's been really hard for me to learn about Americans or understand about Americans is that all of you guys are like 7th generation people.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of you, but all you white heads.
Oh, interesting. You call me
all you
wait, what is that good or bad?
White people whiteheads. I don't like that. I think that's
I meant like audio heads, like
right.
You know?
Like we're like enthusiastic about being white?
Yeah. All you whiteheads are like 7th generation.
No, I hate being white.
7th generation. Yeah. I mean, we did some back of the hand math, and it does seem to be the case for
So you're just like American. Fully.
Oh yeah.
And,
where I'm from.
And Dane's
how many generations are normal? Is 7 too little or too many?
7's a lot for Canadians.
She's comparing it to people that she knows in her family.
Or just even friends, like people who I grew up with, like a ton of first generation, a ton of like second. I think the furthest back I ever met was like 4th.
Mm-hmm.
But we're a younger country.
You're saying like generation is in like how many generations have been American citizens born into this country?
Yeah.
I see.
And that's like
probably 7. Yeah, that's a good guess.
It's just kind of like, it's interesting because it's like a full disconnect, and it puts, I think, Canadians in like a really weird place, or like people like Canada, where like I've met people who are Lebanese, and they like, I have like the Lebanese flag on my page, or like I'll say like I'm Lebanese, and certain people from Lebanon will be like, You're not fucking Lebanese. You're not even from here. You were born in Canada. You're not Lebanese. And it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a weird thing because you get raised very intentionally in this like bubble of your culture that like, because obviously the people who have fled Lebanon, they don't want their culture to go away. So their kids are going to be like heavily put in it. And then you like go online or you like talk to people who are from the country that you're, you know, I still have relatives there. And like, they're like, you're not that. And so it puts you in this weird position where, like, at least as an American, you're like, I'm an American. And, like, you know, like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I'm a Canadian, but, like, saying I'm a Canadian is, like, it feels like it's only 1/3 of...
Yeah.
That.
That's fair.
Right, but there are some people who, like, don't understand that you can be two different things.
Yeah,
or
no,
more,
that's true.
you know?
Yeah.
They think you have to pick one team.
Yeah.
And since you're not 100%, I mean, it is kind of like racist a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
it's a little
you're not
weird.
100% that, so therefore you don't belong with us. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's silly.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's cringe.
Yeah, it is cringe. It is. I had somebody once tell me that I'm not Arab because I'm white, and I thought that was the funniest.
Arabs are brown.
All Arabs are brown.
All Mexicans are brown too.
Wait a minute. Oh man, what the heck?
What
They're
the
all
heck
brown.
is going on?
All right, Arabs are Mexican now.
Arabs
I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. You're all different shades of brown.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that lady that saw my tattoo with the green eyes.
Yeah.
You remember her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some lady in Florida.
You remember her as if he doesn't see her all the time.
No, no. Not the lady on my arm. When we were in Florida, this lady, I need to... If you have tattoos, don't engage with old people.
Yeah.
Don't fucking talk
Well, you
to them.
can't really avoid it.
Yeah,
right?
but like,
don't
keep
old
it to
people
a
just come
minimum.
up to you and say like, "Wow,
They just do
I got
it. Yeah.
I got a fun fact for you."
They do, but here's the problem. I entertained it because I was feeling social that day. It was like Creator Clash 2, like the week before. We were in Florida. I was like, okay, I'm just, I'm going to be nice to whoever talks to me. This old lady comes up to me. She's like asking me about different tattoos. And she gets to this, like, I thought this was just like a culturally funny tattoo because it's like this woman. I think she's supposed to be like an Arab woman. It's got like the crescent moon and the star or whatever. And like, I don't know what the fuck. Anyways, I just thought it was kind of funny. So I got it tattooed and she's like, who's that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like some Arab lady. And she goes, oh, no, honey. She can't be Arab. Arabs don't have green eyes.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules, Anissa. You got to stick to them.
What the hell?
That's so random.
I was lying.
I was lying. It's true. The fictional character that's tattooed
It's a white lady who's dressed up like a Muslim.
As a Muslim
Yeah.
lady. Clearly.
Yeah.
She's trying to cancel the woman in your tattoo.
Literally. It was the most like, how do I move from there?
Yeah. It's kind of disappointing that the old people who want to come up and like examine your tattoos, because it's very like kind of like,
oh, they love touching.
Like touching and like examining it and like actually caring about like what's displayed there past like that's a tattooed person.
Yeah.
It really feels like, okay, if you have that level of like interest in tattoos, like you should fucking have tattoos.
I know.
Like
yeah.
you should have them
Yeah.
because like I don't even feel that like
Passionate
engaged.
about-
I'm just like,
yeah.
yeah, that's a tattooed body.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's so strange.
I will say to cleanse your palate with a nice old lady story. I had the nicest old. I said that for dramatic effect about old people. There's some really nice old people out there. When I was getting dressed from the gym, this old lady, she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you." She was like, "I'm like an artist and I'm an art professor, and I just think like the tattoos on your skin are so beautiful." And like she like wanted to look at them, and she was like, "Man, that getting that line and stuff, that must be so hard on this medium." And she was awesome. She was so interested and like thought it was like a really cool application, and she was so nice. I was like, what the fuck? It like made my whole month. It's like, oh, old people can be cool.
Yep.
Well, maybe this is something that maybe you guys would disagree with because you're a little bit more into the tattoo scene than I am. But wouldn't you agree that the majority of people treat tattoos as like opportunities for like breaking the ice or talking about something personal to the person, because like most people don't get tattoos that they are like emotionally disconnected from.
That's
so it is kind of like like that's just kind of the modern, because to be fair, you guys have, what is it called, American something?
American traditional.
So American traditional is not a common type of tattoo for people to dedicate their entire body to. And you guys are kind of outliers in that regard.
Yeah.
So I think that you guys are outliers in that you guys don't get tattoos for the same reason that like most people get tattoos.
I would agree.
Therefore, interacting with people is going to be different and weird, because most people think that your tattoos mean something, and it is a conversation piece, because most people's tattoos are that.
I have a couple things to say on that. I think there's a quantity of tattoos. Once you like exceed a certain threshold of like visible tattoos, I don't know what that would be, 5 to fucking 10 or something. Then it becomes more clear in my mind, and I think to other people generally, that it's just like, oh, you're a tattooed person. Most of them probably don't have too much meaning. There might be one.
Really?
Yeah. And I think if you have an individual tattoo, it's a lot more likely that there's some specialness to it.
Yes. Yeah. I would say 1 to 4 is like, oh, what is that for? Like, especially if it's like something recognizable, like pop culture or something, where it's like, oh, you like that anime? Like there's a barista at one of the coffee shops that we go to, who she has this tattoo that I recognize from an anime. It's like something that one of the characters has like on their body. And I was like, oh my God, like, I can't remember what anime that was. And she was like so ready to talk about it. And like that, like I get. But like when you meet someone who's fully tattooed and just has it all over their body, and maybe you're right, Dane. Maybe it's because we are just in our own bubble. I assume that they don't want to fucking talk to anyone about any of their tattoos at that point. And I have noticed, for me, people have approached me much less the more tattoos I've gotten. Like there was a threshold.
Stands out less.
Yeah, I think getting the panther on my leg was the peak when people would talk to me about it. So I think I had about 7 then, and then I started getting more, and people stopped, and then the back tattoo was like, now no one talks to me about them really at all. So
that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't really consider that, but I do think that there may still be some people who assume.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's
you
fair.
want to be talked to.
I think it's you're changing your body in a way that most people don't. And it is like the reality that you know, that comes with stipulations. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. It's, I would argue, the one unforeseen downside that I didn't predict with tattooing my body.
I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's as...
Because I specifically got them to not be approached.
Well, you're not going to be approached by some people. It is going to close the door for a certain category of people.
Yeah, but
certain types of people will be turned off by it, but I think that there are also people who have the mentality of like, oh, like these are still what I think of as these are what I think of as all tattoos, which are talking pieces, or you know, something to spark conversation.
Sometimes it can be so awkward though. Like I think about the jacksfilms. Remember when we were with jacksfilms at the Will's event, Open Sauce, and we were walking in with jacksfilms. We were talking about normal stuff, whatever, and then the security guard stopped me in front of you and Jack. I had like a shirt on that showed a lot of my back, and he just like stopped me and like twirled me around and like was like talking about how beautiful and amazing it was, and he goes, do me a favor, next time you go out, string bikini. And Jack was like, Jack's face was like, I'm leaving. Like, what the fuck? I felt so bad that Jack had to go. It was the most uncomfortable.
You shouldn't feel bad for Jack. Feel bad for yourself.
Well, it's like I hated like, and it's like, why? this is only appropriate or mildly appropriate because you could very well just be talking about the tattoo. I don't fucking know. But like, that's what I mean. Like, you're correct that it does deter some people, but the people that it attracts, it really attracts. And I guess that tracks, right? Like when you make yourself more
polarizing,
you lower
you get
the
both
amount.
ends of the spectrum.
Yes. Yeah, you get both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. You know, if I had like a Freaky Friday situation where I switched bodies with either of you for like a week and I got approached about my tattoos or your tattoos in this case, I would have a little bit of fun with it. And I don't know why you guys don't do this either, where if somebody asks you like what's the meaning of like what's the tattoo that's on your arm, like that bird, that black bird?
There's a scorpion.
No, the other arm.
This guy.
I would just say, oh, that's one of the black birds from Dumbo, because I love those racist black birds from Dumbo so much. God. And get them to fuck off and try and get them to think I'm a racist so they leave. Like, just say stuff that's like really, it makes them feel uncomfortable. I like scorpions. I like eating them. That's why I got them.
I like eating them.
Arm. Like make up reasons that are personal to you that aren't real.
Yeah,
it would be a fun like little improv opportunity.
I like eating them.
I'll be honest though, I don't I think Anissa would probably get more attention from the tattoos. I don't think I maybe had one person ask.
One time there was this girl that like very clearly had the hots for Ian at the gym that we used to go to, and she tried to have a conversation with him by going, I thought that was the SpongeBob pineapple.
Yeah, go to the...
She thought that was the SpongeBob pineapple. And
kind of, I guess.
Yeah, she wanted to like open I think that's the only time you've been approached is
and I was like, no.
You laughed.
Yeah.
Gave her a bone.
You just gotta be like, it was the SpongeBob pineapple, but you did such a bad job.
True.
Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted.
I asked for it.
Oh, thank goodness you recognize it.
Yeah, nobody ever recognizes it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't get approached.
No, but it's so normal though. Like, I don't know, to see a fully tatted out guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys need to be more open with like the opportunity that strangers approaching you affords you. Like, you're never going to speak to these people ever again.
But you don't know
that. That's such a great opportunity.
You don't know that. What if
you're out in public, like this random person comes up, you're never gonna see them again.
What if
that's fine, but that doesn't happen.
Okay,
really.
no. But nightmare scenario: someone approaches you and you say this horrible shit. You find a dead body. You call 911. You're like, I found a fucking dead body, and the person who shows up, okay, is a cop who goes, kind of suspicious. You're the last person. You found this dead body? I'm going to think you murdered him. You go through all the shit. You go to trial for this shit. You get up to a judge, and the judge was the person that you convinced you were racist. Just think about
this is like
that's true. That could happen. I was so curious where this was going.
You would shit yourself. And before you say that's not possible, it is possible. People who have found bodies and called it in have been suspect number one, and because they didn't have any other suspects, they charged them with that shit.
The thing is, I don't think you're going to be punished for your hubris in that way. I think that at worst case scenario, you'll be embarrassed later.
You would hope, Dane. You would hope.
What if it's like that one Ryan
Reynolds.
No.
Ryan McGee.
Carol. What? Ryan McGee. The Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling movie where he's teaching Steve Carell to be Love Actually. What if it's like that? And it ends up being your love interest's father.
Well, then you say, hey, I was just fucking around with you because you were a stranger at the time, and if he thinks it's cool, then you're in.
Yeah, but what if he thinks that it's not cool? What if he thinks you're a psychopath?
Then it wasn't meant to be. Do you believe in true love?
I do. Wasn't meant to be. I believe in
then it wasn't meant to be.
Serendipitous meetings.
It was not in the prophet's design for you to be together. If his father didn't think that was
not
funny.
The prophet's desire.
Yeah. If your lover's father didn't find it funny to be trolled by a stranger, then you don't deserve them.
Oh, if you don't deserve me at my trolliest, you don't deserve me at my lolliest.
I saw a video of that guy the other day.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a troll guy.
I thought he died.
Yeah, in modern times or something. And
wait, did he die?
He did it. He did the troll.
Oh,
cool.
Oh,
I mean, maybe it was a video from back in 2008 or something.
Oh.
But so maybe he did die. But yeah,
well,
he did a good job.
Rip to a goat.
Good job, or
rip to
not
a ghost,
rip.
maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, no,
it's rip to a goat.
Yeah,
Greatest
you can be both.
Heroic time. Heroic, sanctimonious time.
Okay, you're
sure.
cooking. So yeah, what tattoo are you gonna get, Dane?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I can't think of any good ones.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually,
that's always been the downside. I mean, like maybe it is nice that you guys like opened the door to getting tattoos by not caring what they were, because I think the biggest barrier to me not getting them is being too picky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot. I'm just gonna put this out here. You can take it or leave it as a suggestion. Very soft suggestion. I think if you wanted to change how people view you forever and you wanted to look like the scariest motherfucker on the planet, getting a tear tattoo, I think would...
yeah, because doesn't it imply you killed somebody?
No, it actually... this is a very fascinating... it's sad because I think it's this is going to sound really like feminist brained, but I think this is like such a telltale of the hardship that men go through with like being human, because that story behind that tattoo has been so heavily bastardized and villainized for men that it's actually pretty sad. So the tear tattoo is actually given to you if you cried when a close person to you died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's more like I am open that I mourned this person than it is like I killed someone.
I see.
Yeah.
I always thought that it was like you killed someone and then you regretted it later, which is why they're prison tattoos.
Yeah, no. It's specifically just that you.
It's more of a prison thing, though.
It is,
isn't it?
yeah. Well, it's not more of a prison thing, but it's more frequent in those circles.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of bucking the trend.
It's more of a
there's
big
shame,
deal, right?
Yeah, around like mourning people around you that you've lost. So like it's actually like a very sweet tattoo.
I'm gonna get like a
sad.
fucking.
But I do think people in prison might get them because they killed somebody and then they mourned the person they killed.
I mean, that could be a possibility. I'm not going to say it's not zero.
But you're saying it's more open-ended. Like it's not just limited to people you killed. It could be like your mommy or your daddy.
Well, your best friend or, like somebody that you were close with in your circle or...
your homie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that tattoo has become so misrepresented in media. But yeah, I'm not saying you should get it. I'm just saying if I
want to be feared, yeah.
Yeah, because your face and your vibe, like if you dressed like even if you stayed the way the tear tattoo would change everything about you.
I think I'd start looking a little bit too much like Post Malone.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
It's a different look entirely.
Yeah.
Post Malone's gone like maybe some early version of Post Malone, but the single tear as a face tattoo is very like, ooh.
Yeah. Because it's like it's
saying a lot with very little.
Yes. Yeah. And it's got to be a stick and poke.
You think so?
What?
I think so.
Why is that?
It just looks more authentic.
Oh. Stick and pokes, what is it? Just
it's like a
traditional kind of.
Yeah, it's like it's just the needle and
you dip it in some.
Yeah, dip it in the ink and you and go to town.
Oh, it's not like a one of those buzz nutters.
Yeah. Oh, a buzz nutter.
Buzz nutter.
Yeah, it's not a tattoo machine.
Give me that Little Debbie buzz nutter.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's honeycomb
Little Debbie
covered in chocolate.
Honeycomb
with cream inside.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, buzz nutter.
Buzz nutter. Yeah. Okay, we can put that on market with the bus corn.
We can give that to Markiplier.
A buzz nutter?
Yeah.
Or buzz corn?
As a prize.
Oh.
A buzz nutter.
If he participates in the masked boxing event.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Nice. Markiplier, if you're listening and you want to participate in the masked boxing event, we will give you a buzz
nutter.
Yes.
Markiplier, if you're listening, are you going to be in Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Leave a comment.
Leave a comment. The crazy thing is that there's not a 0 chance that he sees this. It's not a 0. It's not a big chance. It's not 1%, but it's not 0. And I think that says something.
It says something
about us and our success.
About chance and statistics.
Yeah. I think it says something about our success on the pod.
I mean, it helps that he knows who you are already. So it's very likely, but unlikely because probably has a lot of other things to do.
Yeah.
I could upload this on my main channel and tag Markiplier.
Oh, he would see it for sure if you did that. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If you tagged him in the title.
Exactly.
I don't do
Markiplier, watch this.
Markiplier, watch this. Remember the replies that you could do on YouTube?
Yeah.
I wish you could reply to his video with...
I know. I wish.
Video replies?
Yeah,
I gotta bring those back. Those are crazy.
Yeah.
Although the reason why they took them down is because they were being abused by women with big titties.
Oh, well, I don't know if I'd call that abuse.
Man, when
that's why we gotta bring them back.
Bring them back.
I feel like you say, Dane, you say women, is that intentional?
I mean, I was doing a bit of a funny voice.
A little bit of okay.
Yeah,
women.
It's not my normal nomenclature.
Right. Okay.
I want to give a shout out. I don't do this at all, but today I'm doing this. I want to give a shout out to Comment Etiquette Eric's newest video.
It's a good one.
Oh, sweet. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it was very funny. I was laughing out loud multiple times.
You lolled?
Oh, yeah. And I don't do that very often. It's just the writing was really, really good in this one. So if you haven't seen it, I definitely...
It was kind of a bit of a shit post, the video.
Yeah, but with a message.
Yeah.
It's a shit post with a message.
I just
want people to expect a shit post.
I don't know why. I imagined like those clip channels that like make drama or whatever that you guys have been on sometimes. Taking the like thing you say where it's just like it doesn't happen often, but I did laugh out loud at this. Like their headline for that would be iDubbbz's wife admits she doesn't loll very often. Unhappy in marriage or
That's
something.
Unhappy in marriage.
I like that.
It's crazy. I really enjoy not knowing what the fuck is going to get clipped because some of it is so like legitimately random.
We can't predict it.
You can't predict it, and I think that's part of the fun.
When I realized when I realized that I couldn't predict any of it, that's when I like gave up. I was like, fuck this. It's never gonna be the thing that I think it is.
It never is the thing that you think it is. Because you can't get in the mind of an insecure
Nope. They'll see me fucking like picking at my fingers or biting the inside of my mouth.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, look at how.
Sucking cock.
Oh, beta behavior.
Could be that. Could be that.
Literally could be.
Yeah.
If you had like let's say you got teeth whitening and you had like a drink and you're drinking out of a straw because you can't like drink normally yet, they'd be like sucking dick on podcast. Sucking tiny wieners on podcast.
Yeah, why is he drinking that so effeminately?
Yeah, literally. Well, cross legs.
Yeah, but this is Jordan Peterson. I'm staying this side of
yeah.
Jordan Peterson crosses his legs more feminine than you do.
Oh, how about this?
There you go.
That's the Jordan Peterson cross.
Yeah.
Oh, now you got to lean forward whenever you're going to make a cool point.
Yeah, like that.
Nice.
That's the Canadian.
Well, here's what you got to do. Here's I'm going to give you blocking directions here. You got to like be leaned back and then be like, well, it's this, and this, and then as soon as you like, but it's not even that. It's like, you know what I mean?
So
like,
good.
But it's not like whenever he does the little bit of like a reaffirmation, but it's like, but it's crazier even than that, you know?
Yeah.
It's this, and this. But no, it's actually more of this, and that. If you really think about it.
That was so good.
That was great.
I think
that was like a blob version of him. That was like just an amalgamous blob version of Jordan.
I like that.
I think because like you've been in like to Canada so many times, you can really get he has the same twang as my mom.
Yes.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson has the exact same twang as my mom, and I don't know if it's because he's from an Irish family in Alberta.
Probably it.
Because my mom has that Irish twang because of the Irish Canadian, and he's from, I don't know if he's from Alberta, but he went to the U of A, the Alberta University, when my dad, they might have been in classes together. I'm not even kidding, because they were both psych undergrads at the same time at the U of A. But he
probably
has
had a
twang.
debate at some point.
Probably.
A battle.
I hope so.
That'd be cool.
That would be epic. I wish I could ask my dad. He didn't get into prominence early enough. My dad's mind was already gone.
Right now, if you have the 10 seconds, like you can flip a switch, like your dad will be completely sentient for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, Dad, quick! The year's 2025. Did you ever debate Jordan Peterson?
I genuinely would like to know, because they were at the U of A at the same time, same undergrad program and everything.
Funny.
And I think Jordan Peterson went to U of T. My dad almost went to U of T for law, and the only reason why he didn't go to U of T for law was because he fell in love with my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, because U of T, if you're a lawyer and you get your license in Toronto, you can't work in Alberta.
Okay.
My mom was Albertan, so he stayed at U of A.
Sweet.
Is that sweet?
Mm-hmm. It is sweet.
Love is beautiful.
Love is blind.
That's true. Actually, I think we've kind of learned that love is definitely not blind.
No. So the thing is, it's something like Vision loads the gun.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Fucking... Your fetishes aim the gun.
Okay, yeah. And circumstances fire it.
Circumcision fires it.
Oh.
No,
well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. We'll figure it out one day.
Yeah. I'm not, it probably is true, because I thought you were really hot. Like, there was a clip of me from, I think, 2013 where I was like talking about how I would let you have sex with me and never call me again. Do you know that? Yeah, I was really wild back then.
How romantic.
I was trying to get... that was me at peak trolling. Not trolling, but...
So it was all fake. So you wouldn't.
It truly was... It truly was a thought. It was like my animal brain
it makes
thought.
sense. The more I'm learning about streamers, the more I'm like, oh shit, I fucking get it now. Like, whatever instinct you have, whatever you think that you're doing, you're not doing it enough for the camera.
That's true. Yeah. And so it was the animalistic thought in my head. And I was like, I'm just going to say this out loud. And I meant to. I was very attracted to you the first time I ever saw you on video.
Same for me to you.
Oh.
We should give a wrap up for Creator Clash. Not a wrap up, but like a...
Oh, like a call to action.
Well, yeah, and just let people know, like, you know, where they're going to, I guess, see the most activity. I'm planning on making a video...
Oh, this comes out Monday.
Monday.
Okay.
Which will,
Okay.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am planning on doing a little bit of a behind the scenes. I have so much footage from like thinking that I was going to end up making a Creator Clash documentary that I want to share some of it on a main channel video. So I'm thinking of just kind of like putting together something just to like hype people up a little bit. So be on the lookout for my a main channel video about Creator Clash and you know, what to expect.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
And what you missed.
And again, reminder, thecreatorclash.com, and, you know, check out Instagram and Twitter. And I think I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. I'm like super.
A lot of good names.
Yeah.
A lot of good names.
Yeah.
So yeah. We're getting back on the saddle, and it's exciting. We're doing things different, and I
have never felt more optimistic and happy than I do right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I do have cold feet, not figuratively, like literally.
Nice. Okay.
Because these aren't very insular, and we shut off the heat to record this.
Well, I think insular is a different word than insulated.
You're correct.
Yeah.
They're not very well insulated.
Yeah.
Insular is
my toesies are insular. What is that? It's kind of related, though, right? It means like keeping to oneself.
Yeah, I think it's keeping to oneself or keeping to the group, or I think
it's within a slur.
Oh, it happens. It occurs within a slur.
Ignorant or uninterested in cultures, ideas, or peoples outside of one's own experience.
That's my feet.
Yeah. Bless your those little piggies.
Bless those little insular piggies.
Yeah, those little xenophobic feet.
Xenophobic feet. Yeah. You know, they live in a shoe. What can you expect?
That's good. That's a good note to end the pod on.
Yeah.
Asta!
Babe.